How would you describe the Proms to someone who's never been before?
Well, I think the simple description would probably be it's just this incredible festival of classical music. But, you know, as you and I both know, me as an audience member and as you as a performer, it's the atmosphere in that place that is so special. You know, it's a place where performers and audience come together for this incredible sort of 8 weeks of music making. And I think that's really hard to put into words.
It is. I remember the first time walking onto the stage at the Proms, that it's a feeling like no other. It's something that's hard to describe. There's a love for music in the room that's really present.
And there's a sort of democracy about it as well, because everybody's in the round, everybody's close to the performers. And actually it's interesting you talk about your first performance at the Proms, because the thing I love most in my job is going backstage and seeing somebody who's never been in a prom before, and you can see them up going, oh my God, I've never had an experience like it. And that's their excitement, just as we as audience members have felt that thrill listening to their performance.
And for someone who's never been before, where would be a good place to start, do you think?
For me, it's a fantastic opportunity to explore classical music, which is what most of the festival consists of. And somebody once said to me, you know, if you hear a piece of classical music and you don't like it, go and hear something else. Don't think that the piece you hear is not for you and therefore classical music isn't for you. You know, and I know, that it comes in all shapes and sizes. Yeah. So I would say that if you want something really sort of hot-blooded and romantic and dramatic and exciting, a piece like Tchaikovsky's Pathtique is a fantastic piece to start. It's an amazing piece that I think really grips you in its emotion. But if you want something a little bit more low-key and meditative and spiritual, a piece like the Mozart Requiem is gorgeous in a totally different way.
So for someone who would say that classical music isn't for them, you'd urge them to go and see the range of music that's on offer?
I would, and I'd also say, actually, why not try a piece of music that nobody's heard before? You know, I mean, I'll be doing that this summer. You know, we have lots of world premieres this summer, which I will be hearing for the first time as the rest of the audience. So, you know, something like the late night prom with Jonny Greenwood. Jonny Greenwood, who a lot of people know from playing in Radiohead, is also a brilliant classical composer. And he's written a piece for a violin soloist and 64 string players. Wow. And I've no idea what it's going to sound like, but I can't wait to hear it.
Are there any other special moments you're looking forward to?
Well, there are lots, and I think they range over all sorts of different concerts. So, you know, we've talked about classical concerts, but we've got a tribute to Nina Simone, the great singer-songwriter, which I think will be really exciting, with Jules Buckley, who's done a lot of proms for us.
He's brilliant.
Which will be great, and you know, his proms are always very exciting. At the other end of the spectrum, there are evenings like the Beethoven night that we have towards the end of the proms, which is a homage to the originator of the proms, Henry Wood, which is a concert which consists of lots of Beethoven and one of the most famous pieces ever written, his Fifth Symphony. So that's another great piece for people who've never been to a concert before.
And for people who aren't able to make it to the Albert Hall, how can they access and listen to the Proms? Well,
every concert is live on Radio 3, and if you can't be there at the time the concert's on, BBC Sounds, of course, you can download it on BBC Sounds and listen to it in your own time or on the go. And 25 of the concerts will be on television as well. So, you know, if you can't make it to the concert or you don't live in London, you can still enjoy the Proms from wherever you are.